Albert Q. Lewis, Vera Miles, Charlie Miller, Abby Goldman, and Jim Beckett, all in the Hollywood Squares. Brought to you by Now, here's the master of the Hollywood Squares, Bert Parks.
And I want you to meet two of our fine contestants here. This is Pam Bennett, and honestly, it seems that I saw you on the runway at Atlantic City. Huh?
Well, you almost did. I was first runner up to Miss California.
Were you really? Well, I hope maybe next time. Nice to see you. I want you to meet John Strong. Hello, John.
Hi,
Strong.
Pam. Hello, Bert. How are you?
John Strong. What do you do, John?
I'm the manager of a carpet company.
Good for you, boy, and I want to tell you a little bit about our game. I think you'll be fascinated. The object of this game is to get 3 stars in a row, either across, up and down, or diagonally. Now, when it's your turn, you decide your strategy and you pick a star, then we ask the star a question. Now, you must listen to that answer and tell us whether it's right or wrong. Now, if you're correct, you get the square. But if you miss, your opponent gets the square unless it gives him the game. In other words, you must earn the winning square yourself. The star will always try to give the right answer, but if they don't know it, they'll try and fool you, so watch out. Each game is worth $250, and the first player to win 2 games wins the match and remains on the show. Circle. You will be circled from now on, Pam. I want you to look at our board up here. There are our stars, and pick a star.
I'll start with Maury Amsterdam.
Maury Amsterdam. There he is in the upper right-hand corner. Maury, your question is this. A recent biography of Napoleon says that before he went into battle, he always had his horse sprayed. Did he use an insect repellent, perfume, or Napoleon brandy?
I would say that he rubbed his horse down or had him sprayed with Napoleon brandy.
Well, is that answer right or is it wrong?
Right.
I am sorry, it is wrong. Mr. X gets the script.
The book I read, it said that he sprayed him with brandy and drank the insecticide. That's why whenever he stood with his hand in his coat, he had heartburn. He was holding his stomach.
Stop. And here's Mr. X now. Take a look at the board. Pick a star, please. That's a good star.
Yeah. Abby Dalton.
Abby Dalton. All right, there's Abby Dalton. Second row and first one in the second row. Abby, your question is this. Which of these women was never married to Mickey Rooney? Martha Vickers, Ava Gardner, or Jean Crane? Which one was never married to Mickey Rooney?
Process of elimination,
Yeah.
because there were so many.
Yeah.
But I think Jean Crane was not.
Is that answer right or is it wrong?
That answer's right.
It is right, and Mr. X gets a square.
Really, the only safe one is Marjorie Main.
Certainly, you're not representing at the moment, but maybe you will this time. Pick a star.
I picked Vera Miles.
Vera Miles, the beautiful Vera Miles, bottom row right in the center. Vera, my dear, here's your question. A male rabbit is called a buck, and a female rabbit is called a doe. What is the proper name of a baby rabbit?
Isn't that funny that you would ask that? I happen to be somewhat of a gourmet on rabbits, and a baby rabbit...
You're a gourmet on rabbits?
On rabbits, yes. A baby rabbit is called a whiffin-poo.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
A whiffin-poo.
A whiffin-poo. Uh-huh. All right, Miss Circle, do you say that answer is right or wrong, that a baby rabbit is called a whiffin-poo?
I think she's right.
You think she's right? I'm sorry she's wrong. Your opponent, Mr. X, gets the square. A baby rabbit is called a bunny. All right. Did you know that, Charlie? Did you?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them at the Playboy Club.
Things you learn on this show. All right, let's go to Mr. X. Look carefully here, Mr. X. Pick your strategy by picking the right star.
I want to pick Charlie Weaver.
All right, Charlie Weaver, first row, bottom left. Here you are, Charlie, my boy. This is a question about age. Who is older, Dean Martin or Joey Bishop? Dean Martin or Joey Bishop?
I know that Dean Martin drinks whiskey that's older than Joey Bishop. I think that Joey Bishop is older than Dean Martin.
I see. Now, I ask you, Mr. X, is that answer right or wrong?
I think he's right.
You say that Joey Bishop is, oh, I am sorry, the answer is wrong. Your opponent, Miss Circle, gets the square. Dean Martin is older. I hate to say his ages, but he's 48 to Joey Bishop's 47.
You know, Bert, you know, 20th Century was going to do a story on the life of Dean Martin, but they couldn't get a liquor license. Anything you want to know, just ask me.
I will. Charlie, I want to ask you about this subject at all. It has to do with drinking. I wouldn't mention it.
What?
I'll ask you
I
later.
spill more than those guys.
Here it is, Miss Circle. All right, Miss Circle, you're represented by one. Let's see now what your strategy will be. Which star do you pick?
Robert Q.
Robert Q. Lewis, here is your question. It is spelling, your favorite subject.
Oh, boy.
Spell the word surveillance. Surveillance.
Surveillance.
Yes.
S-U-R.
Yes.
V-E-I-L-L-A-N-C-E.
I ask you now, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Surveillance?
Surveillance. Surveillance, yes.
I think he's wrong.
I am sorry, he is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, gets that square. All right, very good there, Robert. Very good.
I've been surveilling for years.
All right, now, Mr. X, take a good look at that board. Your strategy will be interesting for us. Find out now which star do you pick.
I'll take Giselle McKenzie.
Giselle McKenzie. All right, Giselle McKenzie, my dear. As we see, you're trying to get a vertical run. Maury Amsterdam to Giselle McKenzie to Robert Kuhler, straight run vertically. All right, the question is, the famous painter and sculptor Michelangelo had a last name. Was it Buonarroti, Mamarati, or Paparotti?
First one again?
Buonarroti. B-U-O-N-A-R-R-O-T-I.
Well, of course, anybody who knows anything about Michelangelo knows that it's Mamarati.
It was Mamarati. And I ask you now, Mr. X, for the game, is that answer right or wrong?
That's got to be wrong.
It is wrong, and you win the game. All right, now let's see. That gives you the first game in our match there, John, my boy, $250. And I would like to remind our viewers that, of course, in every match, it's best 2 out of 3. So our lovely potential Miss America over here has a very good chance of winning. So we're going to start again, and this time we will start with Miss Circle. Pick a star off the board, please.
Wally Cox.
Wally Cox in the upper left-hand. How are you, Wally? You haven't had a chance to even say hello.
There you go, Batman.
Wally, here is your question. Think about the scientific reason behind this and answer the question. Is it true or false that chickens who live near airports lay more eggs than chickens who live near railroad tracks?
I don't see anything to laugh about. Seems a rather obvious question.
I would just like an obvious answer, Wally.
And of course, chickens who live near airports lay more eggs than the railroad chicks. They are much more nervous.
I'm trying to unscramble this, so I need a
The
bad joke.
answer is yes, I believe.
Yes. Are you saying then the chickens who live near airports lay more eggs?
Quite so.
All right. Now I ask you, Miss Circle, is that answer right or is it wrong?
It's wrong.
You say it is wrong. I am sorry, it is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, gets the square. They say, did you believe that, since you seem to be an authority on chickens and eggs, the sonic booms stimulate chickens to lay? Very close to what you said, Wally. Is that what you said?
You seem surprised.
I'm never surprised at you, my dear boy. Never. All right, let's go back now to Mr. X. It's your turn. Look at that board. Pick a star.
I think I'll take Vera Miles.
Vera Miles. All right, first row center. Vera Miles, my dear. This one is about fat people. Certainly doesn't concern you. Generally speaking, though, do fat babies become fat adults? Yes or no?
Well, I was talking to Charlie Weaver just before the show started, and as a matter of fact, no, it's not so. Charlie was very thin baby.
I see. So you say that fat babies do not necessarily become ordinarily fat adults.
Right.
You say that answer is right or wrong, sir?
I say it's right.
You say it's right. I'm sorry, it is wrong, and your opponent in the circle gets a square. Yes, according to the best medical information. All right. Now let's look at... Yes, Charlie.
Never trust
I'm
him.
sorry, Charlie, what?
I was just going to say that in the case of elephants, yes.
Now, this circle. Take a look at that board now. The stars are there. Which one do you pick?
Giselle McKenzie.
Giselle McKenzie. All right, on the second row, extreme right. Giselle, here is your question. The name of the Russian prince, Felix Yusupov, is in the news these days. He's noted for something he did in Russia 50 years ago. What did he do?
Well, he's certainly not the man who invented vodka, because vodka was invented then. He's the one who finally put the finger on Rasputin.
You say that he is the one that killed Rasputin. I see. Now, I ask you, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Right.
It is right, and Miss Circle gets the square. All right, let's go to Mr. X this time. Take a look at the board now. Circle is up there for 2, and you're up for 1. Which way you want to move?
This has got me pretty well blocked. I'll take Maury Amsterdam.
All right, Maury Amsterdam, the upper right-hand corner. You're trying to make a run here, as we can see, from Wally Cox to Rosemary to Maury Amsterdam. So, Maury, here's your question. Which of these 3 does a camel store in its hump? Water, fat, or a form of yogurt?
Why did you ask the wrong guy? Ready for a surprise?
Yes.
Fat.
You say fat. I asked you, Mr. X, is Maury Amsterdam right or wrong?
I think he's right.
He is right, and you get the square, Mr. X.
Where does he keep the water?
Where does he keep the water?
Under the fat.
Double fat. How did you know so much about camels, Maury?
Well, I can even understand camels when they talk. I heard 2 camels talking one day, and one says to the other, I don't care what anybody says, I'm thirsty.
I'll settle for that. Good circle. Take a look at our board now. And we see an obvious move for you. Let's see if you can see it. Which star do you pick?
Rosemary.
Rosemary, you're trying to block that move from Wally Cox to Rosemary to Maury Amsterdam on a straight sweep across. All right, Rosemary, dear, here is your question. Carrot for carrot, which is the most valuable gem now on the market? Oh, wait, no. The most valuable gem on the market, is it an emerald, a diamond, or a ruby? Which is the most valuable?
At today's market?
Yes.
Which market? No, I happen to know quite a bit about stonework. The ruby, I believe, is
You
the...
say that it's the ruby. I ask you now, Miss Circle.
more carat per carat.
All right. Now, if you answer this correctly, you successfully block your opponent. Tell me, is that answer right or wrong, that ruby, carat by carat, is the most valuable?
I think she's right.
She is right, and Miss Circle gets the square. All right, now, you have to go another way, Mr. X, so plan your new strategy and pick a star.
I've got to go to Jim Backus.
Of course. Jim, he's right in the center. There he is. The category is Mother Goose, Jim Backus. How did Georgie Porgy make the girls cry? Did he eat their curds and whey, steal their blueberry tarts, or did he kiss them?
He kissed them.
All right. I ask you now, Mr. X, is that answer right or wrong?
I agree with him.
It is right, and Mr. X gets... Jim, I would ask you, Now, see if you can go back. Can you remember that whole rhyme, Georgie Porgy? Can you remember?
Georgie Porgy put the pie, kissed the girls, and made them cry when they came out to play. He ran and chased them. I went to Hollywood and changed the name to Georgie
Please look up at our board now. We have a very, very unusual situation. Let's see if you can figure out a strategy for yourself. Which star do you pick? Oh, which one is that? Yes?
Robert Q.
Robert Q. Lewis. All right, that's from the first row, the right-hand corner. Robert Q. Lewis, I ask you this question. Who has won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood? Who has won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood?
Oh, boy, couldn't that have been a Georgie Porgy question? Wait a minute.
Won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood.
Yeah. I was going to say Betty Davis, but it could not be an actor or actress. It has to be a producer.
I would like you to say what you...
All right, Walt Disney.
You say Walt Disney, and I ask you now, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Wrong.
I'm sorry, he is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, would have gotten the square, but that would have ended the game. So he did not get the square in this case. Okay, now, you have an obvious move to make here, Mr. X. I think I know where you're going. Tell us all.
I got to go to Charlie Weaver.
You're going to Charlie Weaver?
Yeah, Maury Amsterdam, Jim Backus, and Charlie Weaver.
Oh, I see. You're going that way. You could... Well, we won't even talk about that. You're going to Charlie Weaver, first row, bottom. Here we go. What president kept a herd of sheep on the White House lawn?
Wait a minute. What?
I was going to say kept a hero of sheep. Good luck with that. What president kept a herd of sheep on the White House lawn?
Well, now, being a student of history and civil wars and things like that, I happen to know that question. It was Thomas Jefferson who kept the sheep on his lawn.
Thank you very much.
Tell you later why.
Yes, sir. Now, I want you to watch very carefully here, because if you answer this question correctly, you will win this game, you will win this match, you will win $500. Do you say that Charlie Weaver's answer was right or wrong, that Thomas Jefferson kept sheep on the White House lawn?
Wrong.
Wrong it is, and Mr. X wins the game! I will explain to you, my friends, that the president who kept sheep on the lawn was Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, that's the fellow I meant.
That was his cabinet.
Yes, all right, now we have a winner here, and I want to say to our friend to my right, my beautiful friend to our right, who unfortunately did not get on the board, but is going to receive $50 from us. We're going to be just broken up to see you go. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. We'll be back, my friends, after this break. Welcome back, my friends, to Hollywood Squares. Our game continues, and we have a new lovely contestant. This is Fern King. Hello, Fern.
Hi, Fern.
And what do you do, Fern?
Well, I'm a fashion coordinator.
Yeah, have you met John Strong, who's the manager of a carpeting company?
All coordinated.
Well, we're a little late, so good night, folks. There we go. I just want to say before we continue with it, if the game, my friends, is interrupted for time, if our time is up, we will give each of these contestants $50 for every square they've earned, and that game will not count as part of the 2 out of 3 match. All right, you are our new challenger, Miss Circle. You are Miss Circle from now on. Look at our board and pick a star.
I'll take Robert Q. Lewis.
Robert Q. Lewis, lower right-hand side. Robert Q., your question is scalping. The category is on scalping. Is this statement what?
I don't even know you, Greg.
Is this statement true or false? The American Indians were the first to scalp people. You say that is true or false?
Well, let's see. I landed on Plymouth Rock. I really don't know, but I'm going to take a guess. I would assume that was something that occurred way before the American Indians, possibly in Mongolia.
Yeah.
I would say no.
So you say that is false. So
Yes,
the
I
Indians
said
were
that
not
is
the
false.
first to scalp people. Do you say that answer is right or wrong?
I say he's right.
He is right, and this will get the square. Excellent. You were right, Robert Q. Scalping was practiced in Europe, Asia, and Africa long before the time of Columbus. Bert? Yes?
I knew an Indian didn't know heads from tails. He came home with the darndest looking scalp.
continue now. Mr. X, do take a look at our board and pick a star. Yes? Abby Dalton. Abby Dalton. Abby, your question about taxes, honey. Can medical costs for a dog living in your household over 5 years be deducted on your federal income tax? Yes or no? Medical costs for a dog living in your household over 5 years. Can medical costs be deducted?
The dog is making any money. Of course he can deduct it.
Then you say the answer
No.
is... You say the answer. I ask you so much. I say to you, Mr. X, is that answer right or wrong?
I've got to agree with her.
You are right. It is no, and Mr. X gets the scratch. I guess that applies to Lassie, who earns more than all of us, right? Huh? Anybody? You own a dog, Charlie?
Yeah,
What's his name?
it's a 1913 Dodge.
No further questions. Over to Miss Circle here. Look at our whole board now and take a stop. Maury Amsterdam. All right, Maury, up there in the upper right-hand corner. The custom of the groom kissing the bride right after the wedding ceremony began in ancient Rome. Was it a tribute to the goddess of love, a token payment for her dowry, or a spot check on the bride's sobriety?
A token to the goddess of love.
Token to the goddess of love. All right. Now I ask you, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
He's right.
He is wrong, and your opponent, Mr. X, gets the square. Here is the answer, my friends. He was checking the bride's sobriety. It seems a lot of Roman ladies lifted the cup, and if the groom detected any telltale signs, he could call the wedding off then and there. Charlie, you think that's a good ruling or not?
Leonard Box almost got killed, you know, for kissing the bride.
Who did?
Leonard Box.
What happened?
Well, it was 14 years after the wedding.
Okay, now, Mr. X, you're up this time. I want you to look at our board and very carefully pick your star.
Giselle McKenzie.
Giselle McKenzie in the second row, far right. Giselle, dear, the best-selling book in the world is the Bible. Is the second best-selling book Gone with the Wind, Dr. Spock's baby book, or Peyton Place?
Yeah, we should ask me the one about the dog. I've got 4 dogs. I could answer that one like nothing.
Well, that was
But I happen to be an expert on this
yes.
because I had a lot of trouble. They were all sold out, and I have 2 babies. It's Dr. Spock's book, Believe Me.
You say that
Oh,
is
yes.
the best-selling book next to the Bible.
That's
All right,
right.
now I say to you, Mr. X, is Giselle's answer right or wrong?
Logic says yes.
Logic says you're well right, and Mr. X gets the square. Maury,
I know a whole lot about taking care of babies.
where'd you learn that?
Well, through Dr. Spock.
Yeah.
For instance, bathing babies, a lot of people worry about that. When you put the baby in the water, if the baby turns red, it's too hot. And if
Yeah.
the baby turns blue, why, the water's too cold. And if it turns black, the kid really needed a bath.
As you gave us that information, I'm sure our listeners are taking notes. So let's go to Miss Circle. Miss Circle, look at the whole board now, and let's see. I see a very obvious place you must go here.
Jim Backus.
Jim Backus, because you're trying to block that run from Abby Dalton to Jim Backus to Giselle McKenzie. Jim, here is your question. What do these 3 have in common? Vixen, Comet, and Cupid.
Well, that's, I'm an authority on this.
You're an authority on many
Because I'm a missile expert, outer space, and it happens to be Santa Claus's reindeer.
You say those are Santa Claus reindeer. Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Repeat the names once again, please.
Yes, I'd be glad to. The names are Vixen, Comet, and Cupid. He says they are Santa's reindeers. Is he right or wrong?
He's right.
He is right, and the circle gets the square, and let's go to Mr. X now. Take a look at that board, and let's see what your strategy is. Take a start.
It's Wally Cox.
It's Wally Cox up there in the left-hand corner. Hello there, Wally. The category is birds, Wally. Which of these, Somebody closed the door. What happened? Who's doing the bird call? Oh.
Coming out of him. He's getting prepared.
All right. The category is birds, Wally. Which
He's perfect
one
for
of the
this. He got a face
following
like a
is the
newborn
official bird of the state of Oklahoma? the scissor-tailed flycatcher, the fly-tailed scissor catcher, or the yellow-bellied sapsucker?
What's so funny about that? Perfectly obvious.
Which one do you say it is?
The scissor-tailed flycatcher.
You say the scissor-tailed flycatcher.
Yes,
I
you can
think
see them on a spring morning, literally floating over the lines up to the fence post. And we'll set up their hunt for these vagrant moths, the unwary moth creatures.
I've forgotten what the question was. You say, no, it's the scissor-tailed flycatcher. So I ask Mr. X now, is Wally Cox's answer right or wrong?
I agree with him.
You say that it is the scissor-tailed flycatcher. You're right, Mr. X. Yes, it's there. I'm so glad you got it right. I didn't want to repeat all those anyway. Let's turn to Miss Circle now. Miss Circle, your strategy here is very important. Let's see which star you will pick.
Oh, golly.
No, we don't have that star here. Yes.
I'm going to go with Charlie Weaver.
Charlie Weaver. Okay, Charlie on the left-hand corner. You're trying to make a run, as we can see, from Charlie to Vera to Robert Q. Lewis. And let's see if Charlie can help you. This one is on table manners, Charlie. According to Emily Post.
Oh, boy.
According to Emily Post, at a formal dinner, does a man talk first to the lady on his left, the lady on his right, or the lady across the table?
Now, I just happen to have her book at home. Somebody sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I generally go home at night and I check and find out. I happen to know, although not in Mount Ida.
No, I understand.
In Mount Ida, you speak to the woman under the table. But Emily Post says you speak to the woman at your right.
You say, now, I just want to say, finally, what is it? You say you speak to the woman on your
Woman
right.
on your
To Emily Post.
Yes.
So I ask you now, Miss Circle, is Charlie Weaver right or wrong?
Right.
He is right, and Miss Circle gets the play. You really had a drawing there Mr. X, take a good look at that board, because we see a good, really obvious strategy for you. Which star do you take?
I've got to pick Rosemary.
Rosemary, you're trying
You don't gotta do nothing.
Yeah, I have. To Rosemary, to Maury Amsterdam. All right, Rosemary, here is your question. If you were a gymnosophist, would you be a weightlifter, an orchid grower, or a nudist? That's a gymnosophist.
A fly, scissor tail.
No.
A gymnast.
A gymnosophist.
Sure. That's very easily explained. A gymnast is a nudist.
You say a nudist. All right, I ask you now, Mr. X. It's Rosemary, and this, of course, will give you the game. Is she right or wrong?
I think she's wrong.
I am sorry, she is right. So Miss Circle gets the square and successfully blocks that ride. Okay. And I must say, my friends, that our time is up. We'll give you the results of how our contestants stand, but right now, here's a word from our sponsor. Time is up. Each one of our contestants has 4 squares at $50 each, so they're going to take home $200. And congratulations to both of you. And I would like to say goodbye, stars.
Bye, guys.
You were marvelous. Thank you very much for playing Hollywood Squares with us, and play it with us again. Thank you, and good night, my friends.
This has been a Merrill Heater, Bob Quigley production, in association with 4 Star Television and the CBS Television Network.